Alright, I'm back and it's time for a West-North campaign. I'm not gonna stick with Tale of Two Brothers. What I did last time was beginner's difficulty and that's pretty easy, way too easy actually. So we'll be doing, the South Guard, and we'll be doing it at normal difficulty. Yeah, normal is around 2 steps up from what we were doing last time, roughly. But I have a good feeling that I can make it through. The reign of Haldric VII was a time of great prosperity and peace in West-North. Conrad I had driven off the orcs in the north. Eastern forts were quiet and secure. The elves in the western forest kept to their own affairs. In the south, men built new towns and farms. For 8 years, the South Guard had defended the farms and homes surrounding the city of Westin, the capital of West-North's frontier province of Kurlath in the furthermost south. Under the command of Sir Loris, the South Guard kept Westin free from danger, having only to quash the occasional bandit or wild creature. Perhaps the only real unease came from the Aethenwood to the west, where the elves lived in a reserved aloofness, indifferent to the doings of man. Traversing their land without permission was forbidden, but the elves rarely entered the lands of Kurlath in turn. Even further south in the wildlands, the ancient Heart Forest sprawled out in dense gloominess, ominous enough that even the elves eschewed entering, and only a few scattered outlaws called it their home. Over time, in the absence of pressing danger, the South Guard grew complacent and lazy. Reports to King Haldric slowed, and in the spring of the 9th year, ceased altogether. Displeased with Sir Loris' conduct, the king decided to send someone to investigate, and that someone is our player character. Haldric summoned a young but promising cavalry officer named Dioran for the task. Though undistinguished, Dioran's family had a decorated history in the army of West-North. His great-grandfather, Haldiel, had fought alongside Conrad I in the war to reclaim the throne, and his father, Leonard, had served as an officer for 30 years. Thus, with full trust in the young officer, King Haldric knighted Dioran and tasked him with riding to Westin to demand accounting from Sir Loris. Also, that's a really quick knighting, eh? Unusually quick, one could say. Now, I'm using display capture, so don't be surprised with the FPS drops even on this ancient game from 2003. I removed the face cam over here because I realized that there was terrain over here that you might want to see, well, the few people who are gonna watch this video, and the end turn button, they may as well show it, why not? Upon arrival, Dioran found the land completely overrun by bandits. Here we have Morif, our first loyal and resilient spearman. You will never take this village. I've watched too many of your kind ransack our homes and kill the townsfolk. I'll defend them to the death if I must. What the fuck is my voice? Oh my god. Ah, god. Anyways, here's Dioran, our junior commander, which I think is a special unit. And he has leadership, a trait that allows him to bestow lower leveled units a +1 to their damage. My kind? I am a knight of West-North and a messenger appointed by the king himself. What do you mean, my kind? Where is the South Guard? My deepest apologies, sir. Bandits have been pillaging the villages and killing the peasants. We tried our utmost to resist and expel them, but their numbers were too great. Alas, Sir Garrick and I are not the last two who remain. The South Guard is no more. What? I was sent here merely to question Sir Loris, but it seems that the circumstances here are more dire than I had thought. We must arm the villagers and drive off the bandits before they can do any more harm. I'm just putting ham in my voice. Then we must head to the river fort. Sir Garrick is guarding the armory there. God, this is gonna sound so cringy later on. And here we have our enemy commander, Urza Mathin. Ha! This new commander is merely a boy. What kind of fool sent him here to stop us? The sniveling child will soon share the fate of that swine Loris! Fucking hell, I hate this so much, but it sounds so funny. Anyways. In this first scenario, we have access to the special unit, the Peasant. I like it's level 0 just so that I can give Dioran someone to give leadership to. Peasants are complete crap. They have barely any attacks, no resistances, and they take forever to move across places. They have barely any movement and barely any HP. The only saving grace is that they're cheap and they don't cost any upkeep, I think. So we're gonna take some peasants with us, just so that we have something to staff the front line. Shouldn't buy too many though. I say that as I completely buy them all. Anyways, Dioran here can afford to go on without continuing forward for now. I want to keep him in to recruit next turn. And we'll be holding out because we're not gonna be able to fight off this bandit with just peasants. Right. The AI just recruited 2 more peoples to their cause. This is a thug and a poacher, so a ranged unit and a melee unit respectively. Both of which completely outclass my peasants, which is no surprise. But if I move good old Morath over here, Sir Garrick will appear. At last, reinforcements! Sir Knight, bandits have overrun the whole countryside, killing and pillaging without regard or mercy. My men and I tried to fight them off, but we were unfortunately routed, and most of my men were slain. I have barely managed to defend this fort, but the South Guard has fallen, and I do not know how much longer I can hold. I don't know how to make this. I don't know how to say this stuff without sounding corny. I should probably stop complaining about that, but the dialogue is just really ancient. Do not despair. I'm sure we can drive off these brigands if we rally the villagers and reman the posts. Are there any weapons left in the citadel? Are there any weapons left in the citadel's armory? A small supply of spears and bows still remains. I will distribute them to the peasants if that is your wish, Commander. I think I'm speaking too fast. It's decided that I am to take command? Very well. I have never been one to back down from a challenge. Yes, we should assemble what troops we can at my encampment and organize a front against the bandits. I shall raise the white and red banners and lead us against them. The South Guard fights again. And here we get the actual victory condition, which is defeat Urza Mathin. And try not to get any of the named characters killed. Sir Garrick here is an infantry lieutenant and a heavy infantry unit. He has a glaive which deals a decent amount of damage and a whole bunch of HP, so he doesn't have much movement points. My general strategy for using him is just to lay him beside a whole bunch of people, make them attack, and then move him forward. He isn't really that good by himself. He's more of a force multiplier, but he is really good at holding the line. 50% resistance to all blade damage is really fantastic. Although he is still really slow. It's expected. Now, Morath, I'll leave my forces here. It's always best to keep your forces held together, and here I can start recruiting other, better units, although I spent way too much money on peasants to hold the line. Oh god. This is awkward. And the enemy has started moving forward, and it's about to be nighttime. I'm gonna recruit 1 more spearman, just so I have people to hold the line. I don't want to recruit any bowmen just yet. Might not be able to get them anywhere just in time. I have to start manning the front here. Shallow water is not greatest it's not the greatest territory for them. If you just mouse over, not this. If you mouse over their unit types, you can see over here the defense they have in various kinds of terrain. And terrain is huge here. You can see that thugs are have only 20% defense in shallow water. And that means if Sir Garrick over here tried to attack one with the glaive, he would have roughly 80% chance to hit these thugs if they were in shallow water. Of course, he's even worse in shallow water, so make sure that Sir Garrick is never in shallow water. Basically, you just have to find the best terrain compatibilities that they can get, best terrain they can fight on. Surprisingly enough, these guys are terrible actually in shallow water, never mind. But wait, is the same true for the poachers, or the poachers better in shallow water? Oh no, they still suck in shallow water. Okay. So nothing much changes yet. In 1 turn, they'll be able to get to the riverbanks, so I need to get one last spearman or something through. Do I just get another peasant? I have to hold out during the night. But there is a village here I can get to. This is a village. You can see the little things here pop up when I'm mousing over terrain, and they tell you what kind of terrain it is. So this spearman goes over here, and that's where he'll stay. I could sneak over this peasant over here to take this village, but that doesn't feel right. Instead, I'll try to sneak this peasant over here in the mountains, and I'll make him go over here to take this village sometime later on. But this poacher over here is trapped here. He can't advance any further because this peasant controls these two squares over here, and he can't move past without angering the peasant. It's called Zone of Control. That and the movement cost for shallow water is pretty high for this poacher, and he only has a movement of 5. 1 block of shallow water costs him 3 movement. So even if the peasant wasn't there, he can only move up until here. Well, actually no, he could move until here because shallow flat ground is pretty... it has a pretty low movement cost. Now I can staff this place here with a spearman and this place with a peasant. Nothing much would change. Yeah, I'll keep everyone there for now. Right. Peasants not the best, but they did take that. They did make sure that nobody took this place. I'm gonna call in another spearman to guard, and if I take this village, I get merman volunteers. In campaigns like these, you usually have these special units that appear whenever you take a certain objective or a certain village. Our people have been our allies ever since the days of Lord Typhon. We will help you drive these bandits from your lands if you allow us to continue living here in peace. We welcome your aid. The rivers of this land will remain yours when we are victorious. Yeah, I think happiness will be the key for this any voiceovers I do. Makeshift voiceovers I do. Anyways, looks like everyone is gonna be attracted to this piece of shallow land over here, which means I have to station people there if I want to keep holding it, and there'll be less chance of people getting through. Now what I can do, since there's a merman hunter over here, I can station this spearman over here, because this thug... actually no, everyone's fine where they are. Okay. Although I could just inch this peasant over here and take this village, but then he'd get completely wrecked by this poacher here. Never mind. Alright, I just need to make sure I don't lose Moreth. I really hope that wasn't Moreth, because Moreth has Loyal. And generally speaking, Loyal is a really good thing. Alright, the night is done, which means they no longer get a damage bonus. Which means I can now start playing more aggressively. Thankfully, Moreth was not the one who just got murdered. And this peasant will sneak over and grab that village. Actually no, he should probably come over here. No, yeah, the peasant will just go over here and get that village next turn. Over here, this peasant will... these peasants are completely useless in actual combat, aside from holding the line, so it's best to just ignore them. Mermen fight best in water, as can be expected. This one's also loyal, so I want to keep this one. There's one thing that's good about peasants, it's the fact that they don't actually cost you anything. They're completely free, and that makes them very, very viable as attritional units. Alright, Moref. You definitely got this. But do I really want to move anyone there? No, I don't want to move anyone there. Now the problem I have here is this merman is going to get completely wrecked by these poachers next turn. Unless I put a more enticing target. Like, say, Sir Garrick over here. There's a chance that they might come over and attack Sir Garrick instead, since he has a lower defense. But at the same time, they might try and attack the merman simply because he has less defense, and we need more ranged things to compete with them. By a bowman. Just one bowman. I could fight this poacher here, but then everyone is likely to get damaged for no real reason. Oh, I nearly forgot to attack with this one. Sure. Right. Good trade, good trade. Not really the best. I could have focused both attacks on this poacher here so that he would have gone down. But that's not gonna be viable. Oh, that's... So they prioritize low health targets, I see. Right, well, I need to level up Dioran somehow. If he just does nothing, then he won't improve at all, and I'll be stuck with a level 1 commander. Now, all these people over here are... Well, here are ranged units, which means I can put over my Trident user over my Merman fighter here. But I believe it's better if I come over here and use him as a primary barrier, so that my glaive users have a better chance getting things done. Hold up, let me just capture this village with this one, and capture this village with this one. I have more income now. More gold that will be carried over. I'm not paying for any upkeep because all these villages each support 1 unit each. Ooh, this is actually a good choke point they have. Fantastic. Alright. I'll see if I can get this person down. They do a lot of damage because of this, because of daylight. Now, if I put over this bowman over here, I know that something is going to spawn if I go over here. It's a bad idea, but I can move the peasant across just to serve as chaff, bait for the thief over here. Yeah, instead of coming forward and actually being a problem, fighting this random peasant I have no intention of keeping. So Dioran is over here struggling against this poacher, and I can now feed him to kill. You need to babysit your commanders until they level up, your PC characters, because you're gonna be with them for quite a while, and you don't wanna have them under-leveled. Yeah, there's a ruffian here. This village is ours to plunder. Leave now or perish. Do you not see the banners we bear? The South Guard has arisen again. Flee while you can, or you will meet a swift death at our hand. And I am more than pleased to go ahead and give the kill over to Moreth over here. 1 hit and he's done. Rip. Move over these mermen over here. They're not going to be particularly useful for the rest of the fight, because this is the only water bodies there are, but if I'm ever pushed back, which is not very likely in all honesty, I have something to do with them. Oh, is there anyone else? Oh yeah, peasants. Oh, well, I guess I may as well put a peasant in the forest, just to block this assassin's movement a little. But night is gonna come over pretty soon. I should start to be more careful. I should be more careful now. And now it's time to move Dioran over to the other side of this water. This peasant's gonna take care of that. Or no, this merman will. It's not as if the merman's gonna do anything. So night's coming. I should probably not have engaged, but too late. I just need to be more careful in the future and make sure I don't do that again, because nighttime fighting against chaotic groups is not going to end well for me. Just for the memes, and to whittle them away. Oh god, some of the peasant doesn't want to get a kill. The peasant got the kill. Alright, this peasant can get 1 more kill, and then he'll be leveling up to either a spearman, I think. Either a spearman or a bow. Right. So I'll be sure to remember this peasant, because that might actually be a good thing. Since I saved a little bit of money. Wait, but he didn't buy any unit, which might indicate that he has no more money. In which case I should just advance over there and finish him off right now. Morath over here has a fair bit before he levels up, so best if I keep safe. Now loyal units are hard to find at times. And I should probably not have approached at night. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Okay, peasant, distract them. Fall back just a bit. Peasants in front, make sure that they don't get too hits. I don't have that many. Peasant, walk. Alright, let's see how well our peasant goes. And as expected, peasant did not do very well. I have very few units left, I just realized I didn't get. This should still be fine. Bandit's only a level 2. Compared to all my level 1 units, I suppose that there's some... I should have moved my infantry commander beforehand, but I think I still have this in hand. Just need to persevere a little bit. Yoran, come in from the side. Morath, go ahead, toss a javelin. Keep moving units. All will end up fine eventually. This has opened up an advantage for me. If I go over here, they can't recruit any more units. If I go over here, I can potentially give Morath a kill by taking down this, if I can. 2.7% getting a kill. Yeah, sure. Still better than nothing. And slowly whittling down this bandit's health will get me somewhere, eventually. This was not the best calculated plan, but okay, as long as I don't get killed. Rip that guy. Rip that guy. And let's hope I can do this. Great. Great, great. I have a chance now. Oh! That was awkward. Hold up, let me try this again. Alright, so what happened is I reverted back a few turns and changed a couple movements of mine. Now I'm actually gonna use the mermen, even though they're not very good at fighting on land. It's currently going a lot better than last time, although I did lose one of the peasants, I think. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. But we have people who are alive that weren't before. Wait, no. Or I just funneled all the XP to Morath, yeah. You can see he's much closer to leveling up. I just funneled literally everything, every kill to as much as I can towards him. Now, this peasant will serve as a good piece of bait for this poacher. Morath over here cannot kill this man, which means I will likely just keep everyone in place, except maybe I'll move this guy over here. Just need to heal. I'll move Dioran closer, just in case Morath can't get the kill. No, it can't give him the kill either way, unless I move him here next turn. But everyone else should remain where they are, just so that they can remain safe, relatively. I'll stay here just so that this guy does not have any escape. This archer may as well get full HP. That's one dead person. That's okay, perfectly fine. Dead peasant, no one really cares. But now I have a way to get to this guy. Alright. This bowman might actually be really useful in the future, so I'll not avoid doing that. Right. Now time to move this infantry officer in position. We have surrounded the enemy, and it's likely that we can get him down to 0 HP if the cards are played right. They only have 30% chances to hit because he's on good terrain. All you need is or more. Can't get more of that. But if I use Dioran over here and get him down a little bit more, only one hit, and he has a 65% chance to hit this guy once. And now Moreth is 1 XP away from leveling up, which is fantastic. I'll have a level 2 unit the first scenario. Of course, this guy also stepped out of his base and onto open ground. I don't know why he did that, but he basically signed his own death warrant because there is no way we're letting him back to his base. So, Dioran, you're gonna stay there on open ground. Peasant, go over here, make sure that this footpad can't contest us. Although he probably can. Hold up, let me just bow him down a little bit. Spearman Hunter, I can actually move back the Spearman a little bit and toss some spears over. Do some chip damage. Now 11 HP means that I could probably get this kill on Moreth. Sadly I can't. But he does get 1 XP from surviving that fight. I will have him become a swordsman because they tend to be pretty quick and they have they have better movement slightly. And they have actual resistances, even though they have no more ranged options. So Swordsman Moreth, there you go. And Dioran gets the kill. My days of pillage and plunder are over! Avenge me, my brothers. God dang it, man. Those sounds are just hilarious. Urzamathin is dead! Congratulations, Commander, though I am surprised that the king sent only you to help us. Did Sir Loris not send word of our plight? No. I was originally sent by King Haldrick to investigate, as he had not heard word from you in weeks. I was prepared to take command of the South Guard if necessary, but not to fight so many bandits with so few men. Aye, you could not have known if Sir Loris did not report of our predicament. I do wish that the king had sent more reinforcements, though you seem to be quite a capable commander despite your age. I have trained with the best, and perhaps that will make up for any inexperience I may have. At least, we must pray that my being here is enough to remedy these harrowing circumstances. How long have you been fighting against these bandits anyway? Almost 2 months. I know not why, but one night Sir Loris took several of our patrols along the western road and never returned. The very next evening, these ruffians struck and killed 8 of my men. We defended the citadel and held out, hoping for reinforcements, but they never came. Something must have happened in Weston, else Sir Loris would have relieved us by now. Your story is indeed most peculiar, but we will not accomplish anything by staying here. We will have to seek out Sir Loris in Weston for answers. Come, men, let us ride to the city. I am rushing my words, I am eating them as we speak. And that is the first scenario done. I'll probably record the other scenarios in other times because these scenarios are pretty long, and I did die a couple times. Like I did die once here, and I'll probably die some more times in further scenarios as it gets more and more complicated and more difficult. They expect the campaigns expect you to have upgraded units or enough money at some point, and it's highly likely I might not have the required thingies. Oh my god, dying here. Next time